Should we go ahead and jump into some of this video? Hey,
Nope.
on a side note, Anthony,
Yeah.
if you were to convert to Islam and believe in Islam, what group do you think you'd be part of?
The group that Mufti Abu Layth says is absolutely idiotic, because that's true Islam, which is the Salafi group. But you're asking if I was to become a Muslim.
Yeah, if you suddenly saw,
You're asking if I lost all my brain cells. And
No.
thought this religion was true.
I'm saying, suppose one of these guys said Muhammad is in the Bible, and you actually go to Song of Solomon 5:16, and then it was clear to you, no, he's actually there. He is really there.
Right.
And so you see that it's true. Muhammad was right. You convert. But there's all sorts of different Muslims. So you're saying that if you were to convert to Islam, you would be a Salafi.
Yeah. So I think Salafism is nearest to what Muhammad was actually conveying.
Yeah, that's my view. AP, what's your view?
This is a weird thing to think for me, because I already was a Muslim, and I was basically two kinds of Sunni Muslim, one after the other, which is I was more Sufi oriented, and then I just became regular mainstream Hanafi Sunni Muslim. And when I look back, the Sufi perspective does not make sense, but it was at least kind of feel good kind of Islam. I don't know if I had to go back, I would, I guess, find a balance between the traditionalist and the mainstream Sunni perspective.
Interesting. Yeah. So the issue is, Anthony and I think that if we were to believe that Muhammad's a true prophet, that we would go the Salafi route, because it looks like that is closest to what we find in the sources that we cover. One issue I've been thinking about, though, recently is our perspective may be skewed, because these are the types of guys who are constantly coming at us. So these are the guys we're interacting with. So these are the guys whose sources we're reading to quote back to them, and not of course thinking that they're Muslims who reject those who Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim and so on. So there is an issue of whether our perspective is screwed. Screwed up by our Muslim friends.
Yeah, I'd say on this issue, on the issue of Aqidah, which is foremost in my thinking, when I look at these different groups, this is going to be a major factor in my evaluation of them is, what are they saying about God? Because everything else flows from that. So when I look at the sources, I think the Salafis are nearest to what the sources are saying about Allah, because not because I think they get it perfectly right. I think Muhammad was just a pagan who thought much the same as other pagans about his deity. He thought he was an embodied being, and that was very common at the time. And I don't think that Salafis would be that crude, though they are saying something that approaches that, and so I think they're closer. So on this sort of issue, to me, it's just all too clear. I can't, at this point, read the sources without seeing the evident anthropomorphism throughout them.
Mm-hmm. And so we're going to see why some of that is, but we're going to go through this clip where they discuss division first, just because we're gonna go ahead and take a look at why they've got some of these divisions. And so let's go ahead and check out a video clip. And guys, just shout pause whenever we want to pause it.
By the way, we were just talking about Muhammad in the Bible. There is actually another theory that Muhammad is in Deuteronomy 23:13. And so I checked it myself, and it looks very credible. If you check Deuteronomy 23:13, it says there, as part of your equipment, have something to dig with, and when you relieve yourself, dig a hole and cover up your excrement. And so that last word there seems to be corresponding to Muhammad. That is my view, and I think this is a very, very strong one. So I would suggest researching that a little bit further, David.
Powerful stuff. Powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the best argument for Muhammad in the Bible.
Most likely, yeah.
I'm looking it up as we speak. I wouldn't want to miss something like that.
Well, it's powerful.
Deuteronomy 23:13 that's
While you're looking that up, Anthony, we'll